I am here doing a video um, review reaction thing because I'm sick of typing my feelings. I feel like I would get more across from that and my face and stuff. I'm going to be reacting to flamthrower. It's not flamethrower, it's flamthrower. That's very specific, and thrower is capitalized. He's got a new song, or she's got a new song called Chambers, and they say Chambers, a jazzy chill track featuring New York City ambiance. Would appreciate any feedback on the composition, production, or vibe. So we're gonna do exactly that. So first I'm gonna have a pure listen, okay, and then afterwards I'm gonna re-listen to it and I'm gonna be pausing a lot and giving my feedback. So here we are. It's the best bit so far. I like that. Okay. So I wrote down some things. Ah, it's backwards. I wrote good, drums, chords, and then bad, and I didn't write anything. So I like a lot of Flamthrowers' music. A lot of their music has this similar. I don't know. There's this kind of feeling, kind of hybrid between like a beat and a song. I would think of a beat as being a bit more stiff, rigid, but somehow in that allowing the song to be, how do I put it, more tight and well crafted, and like each thing is there for a reason, compared to say, something that's a bit more organic feeling with people playing and in a room together where it's a bit looser but it also feels more organic. I felt like recently Flamthrower has been getting into, because I've been listening to their stuff and we've been passing back criticisms for each other's music for the past like 8-9 months. I think the first one I listened to was Waste Forms. I think maybe it was maybe it was one before that, but Waste Forms is the first one I remember playing, and that was a lot more industrial, kind of not grungy, but more guitar-y, moody. And I'm noticing that lately she is starting to play with more musical theory kind of stuff and trying to get out of their comfort zone and start experimenting. Like, I was hearing on this Chambers a lot of very, I mean, it's a jazzy piece, but there's an awful lot of jazzy kind of chords going on there that fit really nicely with one another, and none of it feels like it's a jazzy chord for the sake of a jazzy chord because, oh, it's a jazz song, I want to make sure that I've got complicated chords, chuck a ninth in there, whatever, that kind of thing. It all felt very natural, and I really liked the second section. What was it? This bit. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that. That's really nice. And I like the general pace of the songs. Flamthrower does a lot of quite short songs, and they are always filled to the brim with stuff. There's not a wasted second in their music, I find, which is something that I should maybe take a leaf out of. I think the intro maybe got a bit stale for me. I know I literally just said that there's never a wasted second. I'm not saying that this stuff is wasted. It's really great ambiance, and it fits the brief of creating a jazzy New York sort of city bloody ambience. I get it. I feel it, and the samples that are being used in the start. I think there's a bit where a woman says Chambers, and it really works, and it puts you in that place, in that headspace, in that location. They're taking you where they want you to be, and you're just along for the ride. I'm noticing though that they are getting a lot better at their music theory sort of stuff and their arrangements and all that. I remember when I first started listening to their stuff, it gave me a bit of a, like, this is like a hip hop beat instrumental type thing. And for the past few tracks, I've not gotten that kind of thing. Well, I haven't played the last one. Actually, I'm not going to play the last one. I'll play Molly's Kid. I think it's Molly's Kid. Is it Molly's Kid? No, it's not Molly's Kid. So you can't show your emotions? I think I said Molly's Kid was the best one that they've done, and I think that still holds up. I think it's still that one. Yeah, Awake and Alive. That was a great example of them getting out of their comfort zone and trying new things, and I think that's what Flamthrower has been doing with the past few tracks, because all of them are incredibly distinct. You would not confuse any of them for one another, and they're certainly not pigeonholing themselves either. And I really feel like by this point they have a full album worth of stuff, that they should just take the best songs here and release them as one big package. I think if I had a major criticism, it would be the album arts. There is certainly a branding that is working. It's got this kind of, I don't know, like the images in the middle, and then there's like the border, and the border kind of changes depending on the song and the vibe and so on. Like, I think it works. I think that does really work. But sometimes the images feel a bit cluttered, or a bit not quite relevant. Like the image art for Chambers, I don't get how that's a jazzy image. That feels more like nu metal or something to me. Awake and Alive is an interesting idea. I think it looks a little bit AI. I might be wrong. It might be like digital art. But I quite like the Awake and Alive one. Not keen on the Molly's Kid. It kind of just feels a bit. I like the font on Molly's Kid, but I don't really like the bokeh kind of image. You can't show your emotions works, but I'm not keen on the font on the you can't show your. I don't know, like, some of them feel a little bit generic, like Plasme feels a bit generic. But then some of them really work, like I thought Wasteforms has a really nice album cover. That to me works, that feels like Metal Gear Solid 3. Don't know why, but that's also, like, it kind of replicates the music. But you can imagine Solid Snake, like, it'd be the end of the game, right? Where he's running away from the enemy, right? And that's something that would happen. I don't really have anything bigger to add. I feel like we might as well wrap it up there. I think to close it off, I think Chambers is definitely up there with Flamthrowers' best stuff. I think nowadays when Flamthrower tends to not make a song that's my favourite, it's because they're trying an experiment. And I'd rather they try experiments. Like, for instance, I didn't like Awaken Alive, or whatever. Is it called Awaken Alive? Yeah, I didn't like Awaken Alive very much. It was okay, but it was one of my least favourite ones. But at the same time, I could really respect the experimentalism that was going on. Like, there was an awful lot of modal interchange, there was some Phrygian kind of stuff going on, some kind of Arabic sounding scales. And, like, that's interesting, and I want to see more stuff like that in music in general. And I think that Flamthrower needs to really put this stuff into an album. Just make it all one album. You know, you've got loads of these songs, and they all cohese into one another. That's not the word, but they're all cohesive. Yet they're all distinct enough to remain interesting for a 40-50 minute long record. Easily, I think. And I think it would make really nice. Like, for instance, rap beats. I think you could definitely get someone to rap on some of these. I feel like they could also fall into the background in a really nice way, like, which is interesting because they're quite sonically dense, but they're also quite sonically clean, and I like that. I like that. And I think so far, I think that Flamthrower is on a really interesting trajectory. Since Wasteforms, which to me was a really quite nice combination of kind of more, I don't know how to put it, like beat type music, but mixed with kind of band type music. I thought it found a really nice middle point. And since then, they've been basically developing that and branching out and seeing, you know, where it goes. If this is the middle, if Wasteforms is the middle, they've been doing a bit of that, seeing, you know, what works, what doesn't, and I think, yeah, that's it. I haven't really got a massive amount more to say, but thank you for watching. I'm going to do more of these in video form, I think.